Yeah, so I had a really severe back injury. We still don't really fully know what caused it. It may have been childbirth related. We're not really sure. But I had a full disc sequestration at L5S1, which just means the material and the nucleus of my disc like ejected into my spinal column. And I was almost rushed into emergency surgery. And yeah, fortunately, I avoided surgery, but then I launched into like years long of back pain and shooting pains into my hip and down my leg, and really got into a thing of being afraid to move. So even though I was just really scared that I would re-injure it. And so when I came to the program, I think I was in a ton of pain again, and just really afraid to move. So that's how I showed up. I've thought a lot about this, and I think why it was so important for me to do a program with you is that, yes, I needed a chiropractor and I needed someone with in-depth knowledge of how to recover safely. And I also needed a coach. So I needed both things. Just seeing like a chiropractor once a week or something, that's great. But like, I really needed something more intense to help me with not only telling me how to move and what exercises to do to rehab, but the coaching piece of getting me over the mental hurdles of moving again and pushing through fear, and when to know that pain is okay and when it's not okay, and when I needed a coach. I didn't just need a chiropractor. So that's why, but I would not have trusted any other coach or PT person because I wanted someone who had very extensive knowledge about the spine, because I could trust you and I could like put my trust in you that you would help me get through it safely. So it was exactly what I needed. And now I feel like there's honestly no movement I'm afraid to do. Yeah, just when I was having back pain, it was just really limiting, just I'm afraid to pick up my kid, afraid to pick up the dog, just feeling kind of older than my age because, just feeling like I was already like limited in life. And it was discouraging. And I know it stresses. I was afraid to move. And so then my family was afraid for me to move. So if they saw me picking something up, everyone's worried. And so it creates a lot of worry for your well-being for sure. I'd been dealing with pain for so long. And I had done PT, I had seen my spine surgeon, I had seen you like on and off. I hadn't done anything regular with you, but I had seen you on and off. And I just thought, oh, it won't work. You're just in that phase of like, I'm just broken. And I think that was the big message you sent me was you're not broken. So I had to just sort of get over this idea that like it just wouldn't work, and I had to just like find some shred of hope that it might. It was just, how did I feel in control of it? I mean, I loved that there were, things to do each day and they were right on the app for me to do. And like, it's sort of like I knew what I needed to do. I knew what I had to do. And then I had like a sense of empowerment, you know? And then there was even empowerment. There's this weird part of it I don't know how to articulate, but even on the days when I was skipping, like I skipped days or I didn't get it done, it was actually really beneficial because I could look at the app and I could go, oh my gosh, Emily, you haven't done something for like a solid week. You can see on the app, you haven't done your stuff and you're in pain. Like it was almost like, I don't know, it was like a form of biofeedback kind of, you know what I mean? Like it just, yeah, the whole thing was helpful. Even if I was like falling off my schedule, that in and of itself was helpful. It's not an easy path. Um, what would I say to somebody in my spot? I would say like invest in yourself, bet on yourself. Don't give up and change you can change the way you see yourself from someone who's broken to someone who's not broken. And I wrote that on my marker board in front of my workout space, not broken.
That's awesome.
It's still up there. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Yeah. It was sort of like, I remember I kept saying to you, like, well, is it okay if I move this way? Or you would give me an exercise and I would want you to like watch me do it because I'd be like, am I doing this the right way? Like, because again, it's just that like, I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to hurt myself. And I felt like I needed you to just like hold my hand through it. And I remember this moment finally came where you looked at me and you were like, there's no movement you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it just dawned on me. And I looked at you and I think I said, you just medically cleared me, didn't you? And you were like, yeah, like you're medically cleared to move. And it was a big moment for me. Like it was a big, big moment that I could just now see myself as a person who works out and lifts weights. I don't have to think of myself as a person with a problem who does that. You know what I mean? I learned along the way that I didn't believe this at first, but I learned along the way that I think a lot of my pain was coming from how I was bracing myself all the time, not even knowing that I was doing that. I mean, I think it was like on a deep level, I was locked up. And so being able to tell myself like, no, it's let go, it's just move. It's okay. You can stop bracing, and learning that like, oh my gosh, that's actually a source of my pain is not moving. So, or, being afraid of moving. So anyway, that's like, if I go to bend laundry and I feel myself like being afraid of it, I literally now in that moment, I go, no, it's safe to move. Like you're okay, like not broken. And I just pick it up and I don't do that locking thing, which I think is also a big reason I'm not in pain. Definitely being looser. Like I can like really stretch now. Like I don't have to be afraid. Like I can really stretch and that feels so good, number one. And it's a big change. The loose thing is a big change. And then strength wise, I love it because it happens and you don't, you're not even expecting it. Like I did this bike race thing at a fair and I had done it the year prior and it like knocked me out. I could barely like pedal this like silly bike thing. And I was just like going around the track this year, just like, have they changed the bikes? And they have not changed the bikes. They were the same exact crappy bikes. And, but it was from all the squats and stuff.
Yeah.
That I was just, I could feel it in my legs. They were just like powerhouses. So yeah, I think I'm just, I don't know. I just have a lot of confidence about where I can go from here. So like now I see, whereas in the past I would see, let's say women who were like really in shape and had tons of muscles and all that. And I would just be like, well, that can never be me. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, starting from here, like I can get as strong as I want. Like, let's go. Let's see what I can do. So I feel like I'm at the beginning, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great outlook. I mean, even sitting here doing the interview, I would always worry about sitting because I would sit for too long and I would get in pain. So whenever I would sit, I would like make sure I was arching my back. And now it's like, I can just sit in a chair. Like, it's not a big deal. It's okay. I'm not going to get in pain. I mean, I'm going to take care of myself and not sit for too long, but like, I'm not afraid and I'm not locked up. I mean, I think I'm lifting weights. Like I said, that was my goal from the beginning, is that I wanted to feel like I could like lift weights. And then we're not talking like, I'm not bench pressing, but like I lift weights and I love it and I want to keep doing it. And I'm like most proud of that. Like I can watch Instagram reels of women who lift and I can like do what they do. And I'm not afraid to try what they do on their reels. The advice I would give to anybody who's feeling stuck with back pain is that you need a skilled coach. Like you need to commit to a long process where you're checking in with someone who is skilled, not just like a trainer at the gym or like, like for me, it was like it was you checking in every day. Because there's just so much to it. It's yes, it's about movement and strength, but there's a whole mental component, spiritual component. Just trust the process and really do it differently. Try something different, because that's what worked for me. My son would be like, yeah, my mom works out, because he sees me with my music on, and he does exercises with me. We call it PE class, and we go in the basement, and he does dead bugs, he does beast holds, he does all the things. And so yeah, now they see me as like the mom who like lifts weights. And that's like so different from the mom who has a back problem and we need to take care of her, to like, yeah, my mom's in the basement with her loud music on lifting weights. So that's a pretty big difference. Yeah, I think they're just super, super proud of me and see somebody who feels a lot better about herself. No, just thank you. Thank you for sticking with me and not giving up on me. I know I'm not always a compliant student. So that was one of the best lessons of it, was if you are starting to pull back and quit, what I saw that as was like, it showed me like, Emily, you're quitting on this. Like you're quitting on yourself. Like I couldn't like pretend not to see that, like it was there on my app in front, you're trying to give up. And it was really helpful, like, okay, why? To ask yourself why, like, why am I giving up in the middle of this program to help me? Like, it's just having somebody to hold your hand through that and see that. Yes, there's like several women on Instagram I follow who are like awesome weightlifters, and not like bodybuilders, but they're just so in shape. And I want to be following them and feel like I look as strong as I do. So that's my next goal. Not that I'm going to make reels, but I just want to feel like I could if I wanted to, because I'm that strong. Thank you, Antonio.